Hello everyone, just wanted to do a 4-month-ish post-op summary of kind of where I've been and where I am at, to get everybody up to speed and hopefully maybe answer some questions that maybe didn't get answered. But if not, definitely drop a question below. I'll be happy to answer it. So let me start from the beginning. It's going to be pretty quick because I'm going to try to encompass everything in hopefully like under 7 minutes. So I'm 37 years old. I've always been very active. My back pain started actually in like 2014. I was doing a deadlift. This is when I lived in Hilton Head, and I heard like a little pop in my back, and I was like bedridden for like a week. And then literally like my pain was gone. So I kind of suspect that I maybe herniated L4, L5 then, and then it healed because I had the luxury of being like 27, 28 years old, maybe even 26 at that time. But my real back issue started after a car wreck I had in 2017. I got T-boned by a van that was going 70 miles per hour. So I had both whiplash of the neck and back. I also got a 2-level ADR in the cervical. There's videos on that as well. But after that, I started having some toe tingling symptoms, and it was really slowly onset. For about the first year, I think I maybe only had some occasional tingling, very mild back pain. But as the years went on, 2018 up to 2020, it got a little bit worse. And then from 2020 to 2023, it got really bad, to where my symptoms were becoming part of my life. So got an MRI around 2023. It was like full spine neck, primarily because of my neck issues. Other videos, if you want information on that. And then I found out I had like 2 annual tears at L4, L5, and then just like my disc was like just deteriorated at L5, S1. So assuming I had a little bit of trauma just from my activity history, my sport history, and then the wreck kind of like woke up the sleeping beast, so to speak, and exacerbated my system, and probably was like the last straw as far as like my disc health went. I could have probably went on for 10 or 15, maybe forever, with just very mild issues, but everything was exacerbated after that. So fast track. Got my surgery on May 5th, 2-level ADR, L4 to S1. Operation was really smooth. First 1 to 2 weeks, incision pain was probably the worst. I just felt bloated. I had a lot of fluid retention here. Itchy incision site, kind of felt hot and red. Just felt like I got stabbed, really. And that's probably a pretty accurate description. 5-inch incision right below the belly button. Pretty gnarly. Weeks 2 to 4, back was just stiff and really only achy in the morning. My range of motion was pretty limited then, so I wasn't like challenging myself as far as like lumbar range of motion, so I really didn't have much discomfort. Just I would say like 1 to maybe up to a 3 at the most out of 10 on most days. I was walking like 1 to 2 miles a day for weeks 2 and 4, and actually also, well, I'm actually using the prop of the phone, like 5-pound dumbbells, just like sitting down, doing curls, like overhead pressing, emphasis on the eccentric movement, so I'm not using momentum. I'm also an exercise physiologist and a licensed massage therapist, so I kind of knew what I was doing and could really pay attention to my body there. Weeks 4 to 8, with the guidance, or at least clearance with Dr. Rasouli, I started using like Airdyne bike, recumbent, started doing like, found a steep hill and was doing like power walks. So like wasn't on a jog, but it was almost like a powerful walk with like a lot of arm movement. I would do that for like 10 to 20 sets, like interval based. And then also what I was in previously, light dumbbells, maybe went up to like 15s. And then up to week 12, I got cleared and have been pretty much doing anything I wanted within reason, right? Let's still listen to your body, not do anything stupid. And so now I'm at like month 4, maybe a little over 4.2 months post-op. Interestingly, just after maybe the week of my 4-month post-op, I did an Army fitness test, and I'll get to why I did that in a minute. And I scored excellent for my age group. I scored a 440 out of 500. Even probably more interesting to you guys, I pretty much maxed out the deadlift. So I did like the maximum weight for my age group. No pain. I did a sled, drag carry, kettlebell carry, sprint. I did a 2-mile, I did a push-up, I did a plank. Actually, my plank was the weakest, and I think that was just because I wasn't able to train that lift as much. I couldn't do a whole lot of like loaded core exercises until like week 8 to 12. But 440 out of 500, I don't know how familiar some of you guys might be with that fitness test, but it's considered like really, really good to excellent range. So I was really happy with that. So why I did that, I was actually going to join the Army, and this was a goal I've had since I've been in my early 30s. But then like life has happened, obviously with my surgeries. I just never thought it was a thing. Then I got too old, and then the age limit increased like a couple years ago. So I was actually going to join the Army first. I had Navy reach out to me, and so now I am pursuing, literally just like 3 weeks ago, I was Army up until that point. So I'm a current applicant for the Aerospace Physiology and Operations program. So I'm currently in talks with a recruiter. Might even go down to Pensacola for what they call a VIP aerospace physiologist trip. So they're going to pay for me to go down there, do some interviews, perhaps get my flight physical, do a presentation. So things are moving pretty fast on that. And I tell you this just to say that I don't, like people say I'm like better than ever. I would say I'm like 99.9%. Like I had trauma of getting cut open, right? Like I don't have my disc in there. So I think it's kind of silly to say I'm 100 or 110%, but I would almost say I'm like 99.99%. At this point, I'm sprinting. I did 30-inch box jumps yesterday. Doesn't mean just throw caution to the wind. Like I still have some things that like I feel like contribute to a little bit of nerve distraction. I wouldn't even say pain, discomfort. Like I'm really challenging those foramens where those nerves are flossing with that new disc height. That I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should slow my progression in this certain thing. But I'm talking really intense things. Something I like more intense than I even do it, like basic training, for example, which with this position with the Navy, I wouldn't have to do. I would just do officer development school. But just to kind of summarize of where I'm at right now, I'm at a really good place. Really happy with the surgery. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to shoot them over.